Hello students, welcome to Aditya Academy, and I'm here with the next video of this chapter, Arithmetic Progressions, which is on exercise 5.4. I'm Dr. Ragini Arora, and I hope you have been watching my videos, and we have finished till exercise 5.3 in the previous video. In this we have only 5 questions. The first question says, which term of the AP is 121, 117 is its first negative term. This is very important question, and we have to find the first negative term of this sequence. Sequence is represented by 121, 117, 113 and so on. You can see that this is a decreasing sequence. 121, the next term is less than the first one, so it is decreasing. We have to find, if we go on such way, decreasing by 4. So a point will come where we will have negative terms in the sequence. So what is the term which will be the first negative term in this sequence? Right? That means an has to be negative. An is negative. We cannot equate an to a particular number because the value is not given to us. The only thing is the value of an should be less than 0. This is the requirement for this question. An has to be less than 0. So we have to look for the term where we get the first negative value in the sequence. From this you can say that A is 121. D is A2 minus A1, that is 117 minus 121, which is minus 4. Right? So D comes out to be minus 4. A is 121. N we have to find by keeping this condition that An is less than 0. Now An is less than 0. So it becomes A plus N minus 1 times D is less than 0. We cannot equate it to 0 because the value is not 0. And we cannot either write the value of An as a fixed negative number because the value is not known to us. A is 121. N we have to find, and D is negative 4 in this case. So we have 121. Now open this. This is minus 4n plus 4 is less than 0. By solving this inequality, what we can do is 121 plus 4 becomes 125 minus 4n is less than 0. So we get here that 125 is less than 4n. That means we take out this 4 to this side. This is 125 by 4 is less than n. Now we simplify this. This number is not a natural number. We can write this as, we divide 125 by 4. 4 3s are 12. 4 1s are 4. 5, 4 and 1. So we have, this is as 31 whole 1 by 4 is less than n. See, that means n is greater than 31 1 by 4. N is greater than means the number of term is greater than 31 1 by 4. That means till we cannot have n in terms of fractions. So the next term after 31 will be 32. So if we have to keep our n greater than 31 1 by 4, it is simple that n has to be greater than 31. Right? Till 31 we do not have a negative term. The next term to 31 becomes 32. So 32nd term in this sequence will be less than 0. An, see, we started with this condition, An is less than 0, and we have got that n is greater than 31 1 by 4. That means to satisfy this, n should be greater than 31 whole 1 by 4. Since we do not have number of terms and fractions, so the immediate next term to 31 will be 32. So we can say the 32nd term of this sequence will be negative term, right? Now the next question is, the sum of the third and the seventh terms of an AP is 6 and the product is 8. Sum of the third and the seventh term, A3 and A7, add up to of an AP is 6, right? And the product is 8. That means the product of these two terms only is 8. What we have to do is write the value of A3, which is A plus 2D. A7 can be written as A plus 6D. It is 6. So we have 2A plus 8D, which is 6. Take out 2 common from both the sides. So it becomes A plus 4D. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now this is the first equation that we have got. The second information says product of A3 and A7 is 8. Replace A3 by A plus 2D multiplied by A plus 6D is equal to 8. Now if I open this product, that means if I solve these two brackets, I will be having a long equation in terms of A square, D square, A and D both. So this becomes ambiguous in solving. So instead of opening this, first of all, I am finding the value of A from here. This is 3 minus 4D. Now I am substituting one variable here. A is 3 minus 4D plus 2D. A is 3 minus 4D plus 6D. The product is 8. Now you can see that the simplified version of this becomes, now we have got a quadratic equation in one variable, 3 minus 2D. And here we have minus 4D plus 6D, so 3 plus 2D is 8. See how simple this has become now. This is A minus B, A plus B. Both the terms are same with the opposite sign. So I am applying the formula A square minus B square. 2D square is 8. So we have 9 minus 4D square is 8. 9 minus 8 is 4D square. 1 by 4 is D square, right? So D becomes plus minus half. Both the options have to be considered. You cannot ignore simply that D square is 1 by 4, so D becomes 1 by 2. You will be losing half of the marks for this question. So D is both. It can be positive half, it can be negative half. So according to D, if I am taking it as plus half, the value of A here becomes 3 minus 4 into half, which is 2. So A is 3 minus 2, that is 1. When D is half, I am writing this pair here. When D is half, A is 1. This is the first setup. And in second setup, when D is minus half, A becomes 3 minus 4 times minus half. This is 2. Minus 2 multiplied by minus 1 is plus 2. So A comes out to be 5. The second pair becomes when D is minus half, A is 5. Right? So we have to consider both the options here. Accordingly, we have to find the first 16, sum of first 16 terms in both the cases. S16 in the first case becomes 16 by 2, 2A. A is 1 plus n minus 1D. N minus becomes 16 minus 1. 15. D is half. So this becomes 8 multiplied by 2 ones are 2 plus 15 by 2. So we have 8, 2 twos are 4, 4 plus 15 is 19 by 2. 19 fours are 76. So in one case, sum can be 76. The other one, S16 becomes 16 by 2. 2 times A. A in this case is 5. Plus N minus 1. 16 minus 1 is 15 times D is minus half. Right? So this is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. And this is minus 15 by 2. 8. This is 10 twos are 20. 20 minus 15 by 2. So we get 8 multiplied by 5 by 2. This is 5 fours are 20. So S16 can be 20 or S16 can be 76. So we have two options for the sum of 16 terms. Now the next question is, a ladder has rungs 25 centimeter apart. The rungs decrease uniformly in length from 25 centimeter at the bottom to 25 centimeter at the top. Right? If the top and the bottom rungs are 2.5 meter apart, what is the length of the wood required for the rungs? So in this question, there is bit confusion about what should be the value of A, N and D here. Now it says this is the first rung. This is the first rung, which is A1. And this is AN. First of all, the distance between AN and A1 is 2.5 meters. And the distance between consecutive rungs is 25 centimeter. That means two consecutive rungs are separated by 25 centimeter. So first we have to find the value of the number of rungs, right? So here, if we see that our first term here is 45 centimeter, right? And this nth term, the last value of the rung is in length, it is 25 centimeter. So what we have to do is, the distance between two consecutive rungs is 25, right? And we have to find how many rungs are there. Let me give you an example. Let's say if we have 0, these are the basic things you should know. Like if I have these numbers from 0 to 25, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we have 6 numbers, by how many intervals are they getting divided? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? This is a great observation you need to perform. Like if we have 6 numbers, then those 6 numbers are separated by 5 intervals. That means if we have n intervals, in that case, the number of terms is 6. Yani ki that means if we have n intervals, then the number of terms in the sequence is n plus 1. Right? Now you can use the same analogy in this question. We have to find how many rungs are there. The total distance between the first and the last term is 2.5. Total distance between AN and A1 is 2.5 meters. That is 250 centimeters. Now, distance between two consecutive terms, this is 25 centimeter. That means here you can see we are separating each number by 5, right? So the distance between the first and the last terms becomes 5 times 5, 25, right? And this 25 has been divided into 5 equal intervals where the number of terms in the sequence is n plus 1. So if I take d as this, the total distance becomes number of rungs. This distance of 250 centimeters has to be divided into 10 intervals, right? So you can write number of rungs will be 1 more than that. That means the total distance, every interval is of 25 centimeters. So total distance is 250 centimeters. That means how many intervals we have? Number of intervals between the first and the last rung is 250 by 25, which is 10. That means we have 10 intervals here. And if number of intervals is 10, that means the number of terms in this sequence will be 11. Right? It is 1 more than number of intervals. So we have 10 plus 1, that is 11 rungs. Right? Now the value of rungs, number of rungs is 11. What we have to find is, we have to find what is the length of the wood required for the rungs. See, the values here, we are not given A2, A3, A4. Only the first and the last term. This 45 centimeter represents the value of the length of first rung. This 25 centimeter represents the value of the last rung. This D is basically the separation between the first and the second rung. But the value of second rung is not given to us. So we cannot find D here. Right? That is why we have found the number of rungs. Number of rungs is 11. And we have to find the sum of these 11 rungs. We have to find the total wood which is required to make these rungs. So the first rung represents this. A1 is 45 centimeter. Here we can find this by the formula of Sn, which is n by 2 A plus L. Let me be clear. The D in this case is the difference between the length of second rung and first rung. But that is not given to us. Don't consider this 25 centimeter as your D. It is the separation between the first and the second rung. And these are the lengths of rungs. So if we would have got second rung, I would have taken the difference between the lengths of these two rungs to find D. Right? The length of second rung and the length of first rung. If we take the difference, then we would have got D. This 25 centimeter does not represent D in this case. It is only the separation of these two rungs. So now we have to find the length of total rungs. So here we have the first value and the last value, which is 45 and 25. And moreover, we have found the number of rungs in the sequence by this method. We have taken the total interval as 250 centimeter. And each interval of being 25 centimeter, the intervals are 10 in number. Intervals are 10, and we have just learned that if numbers are separated by n intervals, that means numbers are n plus 1 in the sequence. Right? So that means n is 11. So by using this formula, S11 becomes 11 by 2 A plus L. A is 45 and L is 25. So this is 11 by 2 multiplied by 70, which is 35. So we have 35, 11, 385 meters is the centimeters. Sorry, 385 centimeter is the length of the whole wood. That means we have to make 11 rungs. 11 rungs. The length of one rung is 45 and the last one is 25, which is going on a decreasing sequence. Total length required of the wood will be 385 centimeters. Next question is, the houses of a row are numbered consecutively from 1 to 49. Show that there is a value of x such that the sum of the numbers of the houses preceding the house numbered x is equal to the sum of the numbers of the houses following it. Find the value of x. The houses of a row are numbered consecutively from 1 to 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So now let us assume that there will be some house numbered x, right? Next to it will be x plus 1, x plus 2 and so on till 49. And before this x, number will be x minus 1. So this is the sequence that we have got. I have just written the numbers in sequence from 1 to 49. The question says, show that there is a value of x such that the sum of the numbers of the houses preceding the house numbered x. That means we have to take the sum of these numbers which are before x. X is not included. Preceding the house numbered x is equal to the sum of the numbers of the houses following it. That means we have to take the sum of the numbers preceding x. That means x is not included in this sum. So sum from 1 to x minus 1 is equal to sum from the sum of the numbers of the houses following it. That means x is neither included in the previous sum nor in the next sum. So leave this aside. That means sum of these terms is equal to sum of the rest of the terms. That means sum from 1 to x minus 1 is equal to sum from x plus 1 to 49. So now how can we find these two sums? If A is known, D is known, N is known, this is the direct sum formula. But for this, how can we do this? Because first term here is this, but number of N will not be known. So what we can do here is, look here. If we have to find like S1, 2, 3, 4 onwards, this is x minus 1, x plus 1 up to 49. If we have to find the sum of these terms, that means terms from x plus 1 to 49. What we can do is, we start with the sequence. From here, find the sum up to 49 terms. That means this can be replaced by, this whole sequence gives us sum of all the 49 terms from 1 to 49 is represented by S of 49 terms. If we subtract the sum up to number x, we cannot take sum from the middle of some sequence. So I'm writing it in the terms of the sum from the beginning of the sequence. So if we have to find the sum of these numbers, x plus 1 to 49, see here. Sum of these terms can be obtained by taking the sum from 1 to 49, the sum of the whole sequence from 1 to 49, minus the sum from 1 to x. If we take the sum of all terms and we subtract these x terms, we are left with the required sum. The sum from x plus 1 to 49. So that means S49 minus S of x. What I have done is, I have converted this sum in terms of the sum of first 49 numbers and sum of first x numbers. The difference of these two sums give us the required sum of the values from x plus 1 to 49, right? And since this is sum from 1 to x minus 1, this can simply be written as sum of x minus 1 terms, starting from the first term. Now I have simplified all the three sums. We just need to put the values. You can see that a here is 1, a is 1, d is 1, and number of terms are given in these respective terms. So if I use the formula, Sn is equal to n by 2 a plus l, right? N by 2 means n here is x minus 1. We are taking the sum up to x minus 1 terms. Same is the number for x minus 1 is number of terms. N by 2 a. A here is 1 plus l. L here itself is x minus 1. Now we have to take the sum of first 49 terms, the whole sequence. Number of terms is 49. From 1 to 49, we have 49 numbers. 49 by 2, a is 1, and the 49th term is, last term is 49 itself. Minus sx, sum of x terms, number is x. Till here, you can see from 1 to x. First term is 1, and nth term is, last term is x. This is the equation that we have got. 1 minus 1 is reduced. So we have x into x minus 1 by 2. This is 49 by 2 multiplied by 50 minus x by 2 into x plus 1. This is 25. Right. So now we have x into x minus 1 by 2 plus x into x plus 1 by 2 is equal to 49 multiplied by 25. So what we can do here is 2. This is x square minus x plus x square plus x is equal to 49 times 25. 5 nines are 45, 4. This is 24. 49 twos are 98. 5. 1, 2, 2, 5. Now this minus x plus x get reduced. We have 2x square, which is 1225 multiplied by 2. So that means we have x square is equal to 1225. So what is the value of x now? 1225. We have 3 3s are 9, 325, 3 6, 65 5s are 325. So this is x becomes 35. See, the x value of x becomes plus minus 35, but since the numbers of terms cannot be negative, so we are taking x is equal to 35. We had to find the value of x, for which the sum of the numbers preceding x is equal to the sum of the numbers afterwards. Like from after 35, we have 36 to 49. The sum is equal. Now the last question is, a small terrace at a football ground comprises of 15 steps, each of which is 50 meter long and built of solid concrete. You can see this pattern. This is like a cuboid first. Cuboid in which the length is 50 meter long in each case. Football ground comprises of 15 steps, each of which is 50 meter long and built of solid concrete. Each step has a rise of 1 by 4. Rise of 1 by 4 and tread of half meter. So that makes it a cuboid of 50 meter by 1 by 4 meter by 1 by 2 meter. Right? Now calculate the total volume of concrete required to build the terrace. Volume of the first cuboid or the first step becomes 50 multiplied by 1 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 4 meter cube. Now try to get the value of V2. That means for the second step, you can see that for the second step, the length remains same. The length is same for all the steps. And the tread is also same. Tread is half. Tread is half. This width is half. Width for every step is half. Like this. This is half. But only thing is that height is getting increased by 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. This total height is 2 by 4. This is 3 by 4. So the length becomes 50. Tread remains same, which is half. I hope you are understanding. The length is 50, right? And this tread is half. The only thing is this 1 by 4 rise is getting increased. For the second, it becomes 2 by 4, like this. Third, it becomes 3 by 4, and so on. So you have to find the sequence. Like this, length becomes same, 50. Tread is also same for all the steps. The only thing is we are getting increase in height. And each step is getting increased by 1 by 4. This is 2 by 4, and so on. And we have, how many steps do we have? A small tennis of football comprises of 15 steps. So we have V15 will be in the same pattern. 50 multiplied by half multiplied by V1 started by 1 by 4. V2 was 2 by 4. So it will be 15 by 4 meter cube. This is the sequence that we have got from the volumes. And we have to take the whole volume. We have to find the volume of this whole concrete. That means the sum of these 15 steps have to be considered as the whole sum. So here we have to find S15 in this case. S15 is 15 by 2 A plus L. A is this 50 multiplied by half multiplied by 1 by 4. This is A plus L. Last term for this volume is 50 multiplied by half multiplied by 15 by 4. So this becomes 15 by 2. Now solve this. This is 50 by 8. Right? I'm just simply multiplying. So now this is 50 into 15 by 8. This becomes 15 by 2. What do we get here? 8 is the LCM. 50 plus 15 5s are 75. 750. This becomes 15 by 2 multiplied by 800 by 8. Now this has become very easy. You can see that by this you get 50. This is 15 5s are 750 meter cube. The sum of all the steps, the total concrete which is utilized or used to make this step of 15 steps, then we can say that it is the total volume becomes 750 meter cube. So this was all about this chapter. We have finished all the 4 exercises of arithmetic progressions from NCERT. I hope this chapter is, you have found this chapter very interesting, and if you liked watching my video, please like, subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.